Have you ever wondered why, even after doing everything right, eating more salads, cutting out the junk, sipping on green smoothies, you still wake up feeling bloated, tired, or foggy? You're trying so hard to be healthy, but somehow your body isn't thanking you for it. What if I told you that some of the very vegetables sitting in your fridge, the ones you believe are protecting your health, might actually be quietly harming the organs that keep you alive, your kidneys? Those two small, silent filters tucked behind your back work every second of your life without a single complaint. They don't ache. They don't beg for rest. They just keep going until one day, they can't. The truth is, you can lose up to 90% of your kidney function before you ever notice a single symptom. No pain, no warning signs, just a slow, invisible decline until one routine blood test suddenly changes everything. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to wake you up. Every year, millions of people are told their creatinine is a little high, and they brush it off thinking it's just stress, or age, or dehydration. But what's really happening is a slow suffocation of the kidneys, and heartbreakingly, most of it comes from foods we thought were good for us. Today, I want to show you the truth: the so-called healthy vegetables that might be sabotaging your kidneys, and the ones that can actually help restore and protect them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to keep on your plate and what to never put there again. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. And if you stay with me for the next few minutes, you might discover that saving your kidneys doesn't mean working harder, it just means knowing better. So before you take another bite of that healthy meal, listen closely. What I'm about to share could be the difference between lifelong health and silent damage you never saw coming. Idea 1. Tomato paste, the everyday ingredient that turns deadly for weak kidneys. We all think danger comes in obvious forms: fast food, soda, too much salt. But sometimes, the real threat hides in plain sight, right in your kitchen pantry, disguised as something healthy: tomatoes. Bright, tangy, and beloved from Italy to Texas, the fruit that built pasta. Yet the danger doesn't start with the tomato itself, it begins the moment we process it. A fresh tomato? Perfectly fine. Slice it into your salad, your kidneys won't complain. But once that tomato is boiled down, strained, and turned into paste or sauce, everything inside it becomes concentrated. Not just the flavor or the vitamins, but the minerals too. One single cup of tomato sauce can hold nearly 1,000 milligrams of potassium, almost half your daily limit if your kidneys are slowing down. Add a few spoonfuls of ketchup or a warm bowl of tomato soup, and suddenly, you've gone way over the line without even realizing it. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 59, retired, and proud of his clean lifestyle. Every Sunday, he'd cook up his healthy homemade pasta sauce: no sugar, no preservatives, just tomato paste, olive oil, and love. It was his heart-friendly ritual. Until one day, Robert started feeling weak, dizzy, short of breath. A blood test later, his doctor's face turned serious: his potassium was dangerously high. His heart rhythm was unstable, skipping beats like a broken drum. The diagnosis? Hyperkalemia, silent, deadly buildup of potassium that can stop the heart without warning. Here's the truth: potassium is essential. Your nerves, your muscles, your heart, they all rely on it. But when your kidneys weaken, even small excesses start to pile up. Those invisible ions begin to disrupt the heart's rhythm, leaving you tired, weak, or worse, suddenly facing a cardiac emergency. But don't worry, you don't need to give up tomatoes completely. Just respect their strength. Limit sauces to 2 tablespoons per meal. Swap tomato paste for fresh diced tomatoes or roasted red peppers. Brighten your dishes with basil, parsley, or lemon instead of relying on that deep red base. Small, mindful changes can mean the difference between healing and harm. And remember this, most kidney problems don't happen overnight. They build quietly, one healthy choice at a time. The same sauce, the same portion, repeated day after day until your kidneys finally whisper, "Enough." But before you think you've dodged the danger, there's another everyday food that's even more deceptive. It's soft, comforting, and sits on dinner tables everywhere. And for weak kidneys, it's a ticking time bomb. Let's talk about potatoes. Idea 2. Potatoes, the comfort food that can trigger a silent kidney crisis. If tomato sauce is the silent overload, then potatoes are the warm, smiling enemy sitting on nearly every dinner plate. Mashed, baked, roasted, or fried, they're the food we reach for when we want comfort. Soft, golden, familiar. But what if that comfort was quietly putting pressure on your kidneys every single time you took a bite? I've seen it happen more times than I can count. Patients walk into my clinic, proud of their home-cooked meals and clean eating habits, only to learn that their favorite side dish, the humble potato, has been silently raising their potassium levels for years. Let me tell you about Linda. She's 64, a grandmother who gave up sugar, soda, and fried food. She thought she was doing everything right. But one Thanksgiving, her plate was filled with creamy mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, and crispy roasted reds. It looked wholesome, even nourishing. By that night, though, her heart began to flutter, and her muscles felt weak. At the ER, her potassium measured dangerously high, over 6.0 millimoles per liter. The doctors told her something that shook her to the core: the healthy food she loved had almost stopped her heart. Here's what really happens. A single medium baked potato can carry around 1,000 milligrams of potassium. A cup of mashed sweet potatoes? About 1,200. When your kidneys are healthy, they flush that excess out. But when they start to slow down, even a little, potassium builds up in your blood like water behind a dam. At first, you just feel a little weak or tired. Then, without warning, that dam breaks, and your heart's rhythm slips into chaos. And it's not rare. Hyperkalemia sends thousands of older adults to the hospital every year, most of them never realizing that their clean eating habits were the cause. But here's the good news: you don't have to give up potatoes forever. You just have to treat them differently. Try leaching. Peel and slice your potatoes thinly, soak them in water for a few hours, then boil them in fresh water instead of baking or frying. This simple method can remove up to 70% of their potassium. And keep portions small, around a quarter cup per meal. Never stack multiple potato dishes on one plate. For Linda, that small change made all the difference. She still enjoys her favorite dishes, just in moderation, and her potassium has stayed steady ever since. So let me ask you, have you ever believed a food was healthy just because it was homemade? If you have, drop a comment below. You'd be amazed how many people share that same surprise when they realize comfort food can quietly become a kidney's worst enemy. But we're not done yet. Because the next vegetable doesn't just strain your kidneys, it attacks them from the inside out, one glass at a time. It's praised everywhere as a superfood, but for weakened kidneys, it's a ticking time bomb. Stay with me, what I'm about to tell you about beets might truly shock you. Idea 3. Beets, the fitness superfood that backfires on your kidneys. We've all seen it, those bright red smoothies and detox shots promising energy, stamina, and glowing health. Beets are praised as a superfood by fitness gurus everywhere. But for people with weak or overworked kidneys, that glass of beet juice can quietly turn from health drink to hazard. One of my patients learned this the hard way. His diagnosis: acute oxalate nephropathy, kidney damage triggered by excessive beet consumption. Inside his body, here's what really happened. Beets are packed with two problematic compounds, potassium and oxalates. Just one glass of beet juice can carry 450 to 600 milligrams of potassium, which is already risky for anyone with stage 2 or stage 3 kidney decline. But the real danger isn't the potassium, it's the oxalate. Oxalates are natural compounds that bind to calcium and form sharp, tiny crystals. When too many of these crystals circulate through your blood, they can scrape the kidney's delicate filters, clog them, and cause inflammation or even sudden kidney injury. In fact, the American Journal of Kidney Diseases has reported multiple cases where healthy adults developed kidney damage after just a few weeks of daily beet smoothies. The irony is painful. The very nitrates in beets that open your blood vessels and improve circulation can, in the wrong body, choke your kidneys instead. For a perfectly healthy athlete, that boost might enhance performance. But for someone with elevated creatinine, high blood pressure, or diabetes, those daily beet shots are like pouring sand into an already strained filter. So, what's the smarter way? It's all about moderation and pairing. If you love beets, enjoy them roasted, not juiced, and in small portions. Always pair them with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or cheese. Calcium binds some oxalates in your gut so they never reach your kidneys. And please, skip the beet powders and concentrated detox shots. They're not cleansing your system, they're overloading it. Be honest, have you ever tried one of those beet detox smoothies thinking it was the key to better health? If you have, you're far from alone. Even doctors fall for it. Type yes in the comments if you've been there. I promise, there's no judgment here, only learning. But here's the good news: not all vegetables work against your kidneys. In fact, some can do the exact opposite, help repair and restore them. Simple, affordable foods backed by real science that bring your kidneys back into balance from the inside out. Stay with me, because what comes next might finally give your kidneys the relief they've been silently asking for. After hearing about the foods that can quietly damage your kidneys, it's natural to wonder, is anything safe to eat anymore? I hear that fear from patients all the time. Doctor, they say, everything I love seems to hurt me. And I always smile and tell them the same thing: not everything. Because some foods don't fight against your kidneys, they fight for them. And one of the simplest, most powerful examples is cauliflower. It's not fancy or trendy. You won't see anyone doing cauliflower challenges on TikTok. But this humble white vegetable is one of the quiet heroes of kidney health. Unlike potatoes or spinach, cauliflower is naturally low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, three of the biggest stressors for weak kidneys. 1 cup of cooked cauliflower has only about 88 milligrams of potassium. Compare that to the 1,000 milligrams hiding in a baked potato. That's the difference between easing your kidneys and overwhelming them. Science backs it up, too. Cauliflower belongs to the cruciferous vegetable family along with cabbage and broccoli, and it's rich in sulforaphane and glucosinolates. These natural plant compounds help calm inflammation and support your liver and kidneys in detoxifying the body. In fact, a Journal of Renal Nutrition study found that people who ate more cruciferous vegetables had better filtration rates and less oxidative stress. In simple terms, cauliflower helps your kidneys breathe again. And the best part? It's deliciously versatile. Roast it until golden, steam it until tender, or mash it smooth. It soaks up flavor like a sponge. Garlic, herbs, lemon, olive oil, food should never feel like punishment. Cauliflower proves that healing can still taste like comfort. So if you've been afraid that every meal might hurt you, remember this: The right foods don't just avoid damage, they help your body fight back. Cauliflower is living proof that the simplest foods can be the most powerful medicine. But don't stop here, because the next vegetable doesn't just protect your kidneys, it shields your heart and blood vessels, too. It's vibrant, naturally sweet, and often underestimated, red bell pepper. After discovering how gentle cauliflower can be, let's turn to something more colorful, something that adds both beauty and healing to your plate. Most people think of red peppers as just a garnish, a pop of color. But they're one of the most kidney-friendly foods on the planet. Low in potassium, around 250 milligrams per cup, compared to nearly 1,000 in tomatoes, and loaded with vitamin C, beta-carotene, lycopene, and flavonoids. These antioxidants act like tiny shields, protecting your kidney cells from the stress and inflammation that wear them down over time. Let me share George's story. At 61, he came to me tired, anxious, and frustrated. His blood pressure was climbing, his kidney numbers were slipping, and he felt like every meal was a risk. He'd swapped junk food for tomato sauce and soup, thinking he was doing the right thing, but his potassium kept spiking. When we replaced those tomato-based meals with dishes built around red bell peppers, stir-fries, roasted peppers, even pepper soup, everything changed. Within a few weeks, his potassium normalized, his blood pressure dropped nearly 10 points, and he told me, for the first time in months, I actually feel light after eating. That's not luck, it's chemistry. The carotenoids and flavonoids in red bell peppers don't just reduce inflammation, they help your blood vessels stay flexible and your circulation strong. Remember, your heart and kidneys are partners. When one suffers, the other follows. Research in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology shows that colorful vegetables like red peppers are linked to lower blood pressure and slower kidney decline. It's proof that color on your plate often means protection in your body. Cooking peppers is simple: roast them until their edges darken, toss them raw into salads, or stuff them with grains and herbs for a nourishing, kidney-safe meal. Their natural sweetness means you won't need heavy sauces or salt to enjoy them. So next time you want flavor, skip the ketchup and tomato paste, reach for a red pepper instead. It doesn't just make your meal look alive. It helps keep you alive. But the journey doesn't end here. There's still one last ingredient, something so small and ordinary you might not even notice it sitting in your kitchen right now. Yet it holds the power to lower blood pressure, calm inflammation, and quietly protect your kidneys from the inside out. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you about garlic might just change the way you season your food and how long your kidneys stay strong. After the bright energy of red bell peppers, let's turn to something smaller, humbler, but infinitely more powerful: garlic. It may look simple, but this tiny clove has been guarding human health for thousands of years. Long before lab tests or blood pressure cuffs existed, healers across the world trusted garlic to cleanse, strengthen, and heal. And today, modern science finally agrees: garlic is one of the most powerful natural protectors your kidneys could ever ask for. People often laugh when I say that. Garlic? The same thing I throw in my pasta? Yes, that exact garlic. Here's the secret: garlic isn't just a seasoning, it's medicine in disguise. Its strength comes from a compound called allicin, which is released the moment you crush or chop a fresh clove. That sharp, spicy scent you notice? That's allicin activating, and inside your body, it becomes a triple action defender: anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and a natural blood pressure regulator. Studies in the Journal of Hypertension and the American Journal of Nephrology found that regular garlic consumption can lower systolic blood pressure by 8 to 15 points and reduce oxidative stress in people with chronic kidney disease. Think about that for a second. Something that grows quietly underground can do what many pills struggle to achieve, nourishing your body instead of burdening it. Garlic even gives your kidneys something they desperately need: flavor without sodium. Every time you reach for garlic instead of salt, you're protecting your blood vessels from the silent pressure that wears down kidney tissue over time. That's why I call garlic the healer spice. It restores flavor, protects the heart, and helps your kidneys breathe easier. So if you've ever wondered how to make your meals both delicious and healing, start small. Crush a clove, let it breathe, and add it to whatever you're cooking: soups, stir-fries, roasted vegetables. Your body will feel the difference long before your lab results show it. But even knowing this isn't enough. Because what truly determines the future of your kidneys isn't just one ingredient, it's how all your choices connect. The final piece of this puzzle isn't about food at all, it's about awareness, consistency, and mindset. Stay with me, because in a moment, I'll share the closing message that every kidney patient needs to hear, before it's too late. Thank you for watching, thank you for caring, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll uncover the simple morning habits that can either heal your kidneys or silently harm them.